thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up. Bang! Quality over quantity. LeBron has beaten some of the best competition in NBA history. He's the GOAT emoji. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not swear. I will not swear.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Bada boom, bada bing. Welcome to Dag Nabbit. I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry about that. And let me straighten this out. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the latest and the greatest edition of the Brian Snow Show, where sports is the base and life and fun are the result. We're presented by BetUS.com and Invader Coffee. I'm here to bring you the best in sports analysis, stories, and pure entertainment, and we'll embark on a journey that celebrates the power of sports to uplift, inspire, and unite us all. Mike Howard will join me during hour 1 to talk about the sport of reporting, and Victor Locke and the random musings of Dagnabbit, dog on Mike, the random musings of Victor Locke will join me for hour 2. All right, time to go around the horn. Around the Horn is presented by Fanatics, officially licensed everything. And the Cleveland Cavaliers, wait a minute. I want to be sure I read this correctly. I think Cole trolled me with this. No, I'm kidding as I say that. The Cleveland Cavaliers will meet the Houston Rockets in the summer NBA Summer League Championship. Let me read that again. The Cleveland Cavaliers will face the Houston Rockets in the NBA Summer League Championship. Okay, I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Will they ever meet in the finals? Excuse me, the real NBA finals? No, I don't. No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. Next. Richard Sherman is the leading candidate, excuse me, to replace Shannon Sharpe on Undisputed. Why? Just why? Richard, don't do it, man. Don't do it, man. You have a great podcast, the Richard Sherman podcast, which I am a fan of. You got a great following, and you should do this. You don't want? Do you really want to sit across Shannon Sharpe on a daily basis? Do you really want to do that? Do you really want to do that? That's my question. Do you really want to take that chance? No? Good answer. I hope it's a good answer. That'll complete our section of Around the Horn for today. Let's go in the Fanatics feedback zone while we got a few minutes. Hawk TV is here. The real 23 is back. No, he's in the Hall of Fame right now. Only befitting that we'll talk about a loser while Snowman is rocking the hoodie. Now, I'm not talking about a champion. I'm talking about a guy who kind of impedes the word champion. I said it. In fact, I shouldn't even be thinking about doing it in the fashion that I'm going to think about doing it, but I will be nice and hold that until Wednesday. I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't do it. Cavs will be there before the Rockets? No, they won't. Neither one of these teams will reach the finals in any time soon. They won't. They just won't. Dear God in heaven. I said champion. I know. And I said Michael Jordan. Thank you very much. And he also said Rich versus Skip. You don't want to do that. You just simply do not want to do that. Richard Sherman, I'll say it again. Richard Sherman has a great podcast. He does. Keep it that way, will you please? Just keep it that way. You don't want to sit across from Skip on a daily basis. You just don't want to do that. You just can't do no. It would be a disaster. It would be everything that a sports show is not supposed to be. It would be everything that it was with Shannon Sharpe. Only difference is Richard Sherman would give Skip the business and give him all kinds of factual information and actually call it like it is, while Skip Bayless will try to, I don't know, I know, try to do it his own way. Nope, don't do it. Just don't do it, man. Don't do it, man. You don't want to do that. You just don't. You just don't. My question is, who would want that job? To sit across from Skip Bayless. I had people suggest to me that I could take that chair. No, thank you. No, and hell to the no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I'll destroy Skip on the first show and they wouldn't want me back. Matter of fact, they'll look at me and say,
"You fool!"
for not following their policies, for not giving Skip his shine. But I've done it on this show, I've done it on the morning show, and I will continue to do it. If something is factually incorrect, I will say so. Period. Let me say that again. If something is factually incorrect, I will say so. And if I'm factually incorrect, I will say that too. I will say that too. Because that's what sports debate and sports talk should be all about. It's what it should be. It's what it should be about. You know, having fun, having a fun debate, being able to laugh, but actually containing facts within your information. That is what it should be. The world of sports debate has gone down the frickin' tubes. It's gone down the tubes because unlike this show and the morning show, everything is going political. Well, sorry, can't do that, won't do that. Can't do it, won't do it, you can't make me. Period. Richard Sherman, I just hope your representatives say don't touch that dial. You don't want to do that. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you use the code SNOWMAN, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That is only through the power of SeatGeek. Welcome to those of you watching on CSTV. Welcome to those of you watching on YouTube and listening via WLEO 26.7 in Baltimore. I just had another. It's a good thing I have everything around me. Also, doggone it, welcome to KSHP in Las Vegas. And, of course, a welcome to those of you listening on WQEE 99.1 FM in Atlanta. Got to pause for a break, and when we come back, LeBron James switches numbers again. Good Lord. Back in a minute. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
PK Tire Pros, your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon and see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
I got a crazy idea. And that idea is for me to invite the one and only Hawk TV up for a chat. So I'm going to do that while I tell y'all that if you're looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride and player pride, look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams. From jerseys to hats, accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up with a true fan like Fanatics. Well, with Fanatics. Fanatics officially license everything. Okay, I'm going to go off the board here. Me and Hawk TV, if he's still around. Whoops. Can't spell today. I can't spell today. I'm sorry. Mike Howard coming at the bottom of this hour. And dadgummit. Mike Howard coming at the bottom of this hour. And Victor Locke hopefully at the top of the next hour. As we'll have a few random musings. Excuse me a moment. There. All right. And it's still messing up. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Hold on a second, folks. I have to make some adjustments as we go here. There. That should take care of that. All right. Welcome to those of you watching on YouTube. Welcome to those of you watching on CSTV, our one of our official carriers. of the Brian Snow Show and of Snowman in the Morning. And I want to thank everyone that has supported the show, that has been with the show. And I can't find the email I'm looking for. Dag nabbit. You know what I might do? I just might clean out this I'll clean out this email that I have because it's pretty cluttered right now. LeBron James is going to switch back to number 23 out of respect to Bill Russell. What? The Lakers forward will be returning to number 23, the number he wore his first 3 seasons in Los Angeles. His agent, Rich Paul, said, quote, "It's LeBron's decision." The NBA announced last August that it would be retiring number 6 league-wide in honor of Bill Russell, the trailblazing civil rights champion and Boston Celtics legend who won 11 NBA titles. Players who are already wearing number 6, such as James, could continue to do so, but James himself, one of the greatest players in NBA history, is now making the change back to number 23 out of respect for Bill Russell. Really? Really? So this is what we're doing out here? Not only are we hopping teams, we're changing numbers back and forth. You dare to wear... I shouldn't say it, but I'm going to say it. You dare to wear two numbers of two of the greatest players ever, and people want to call you the greatest player in NBA history? Who told this lie? Here, give me this button. Greatest player in NBA history?
Why the f you lying? Why you always lying?
I'll say it again. Greatest player in NBA history?
Why the f you lying? Why you always lying?
They should make him wear a different number and tell him you can't wear 23 or 6 ever again. Ever. Because to me, and this is one man's opinion and probably only one man's opinion, and I understand that. In one man's opinion, he has not earned the right to wear either of those numbers because both of those numbers, 23 and 6, represent champions, of which in many ways he's not. Now, I get and understand that he's a fabulous athlete. I've said that and I will never stray away from it, ever. I won't. I can't. Some of the things that he did, especially early in his career, can't match it. Can't match it, won't match it. Not a chance. But for people to continue to say, that he's the greatest player of all time because he surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest Lakers of all time. Because of that, they want to crown him the greatest player of all time. Because of that, you have got to be kidding me. You have absolutely got to be kidding me. Why do people continue to insist that he's the GOAT? Why? Because a lot of people nowadays want to combine what he's done off the floor with what he's done on the floor. Stop. Judge a player by what he's done on the floor. Okay? Just judge a player by what he's done on the floor. Will you please? Here's the Hawk TV. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? Good afternoon, Snowman. Thank you so much to everybody's in the chat. Salutations, man. So blessed to be here with one of my mentors, my uncles in sports, Snowman. You know what? You know it's all love. You know
I
it's
know.
all love.
I know
First
it
and
is.
foremost, we lead with love, man. We lead with
Yep.
love.
Yep.
But every now and then we have to speak. We have to speak some truth. We have to be the voice of reason. And I am here to do that for my mentor, my uncle in
Voice of
sports.
reason. Don't you ever tell me that lie again.
It is. No, it's the truth. 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 You know it. I know it. The great American public, matter of fact, the world knows it.
I will say it again. This is the first time I've had you on the air with me, and I absolutely love you. And
Back at you.
how can I go back? How can I go back and forth every time that he's on, and we're both sitting here laughing the entire time?
Absolutely.
Voice of reason,
Voice of reason.
my ass.
I have to. I have to because the
Do you do
slander.
this with wait? Let me ask you this, and
Huh?
I mean this very kiddingly. Do you do this with anybody else?
I do. I do. My father. I do. I do. I do. I do.
Because it
Because I get so
seems, and
passionate.
like I said, I'm kidding as I say this, but it seems like, and every time you tune in to the morning show or to this one, I am humbly honored to have you. Okay, what does
Same
the
here.
boy?
Same here.
I think that's the character I'm going to give you for every time you
Mhm.
appear. Every time you appear on my show,
Let's
because
hear
like I
it.
said, you and I have a lot of fun. You and I have a lot of fun with this. What
Absolutely.
does the voice of reason have to say for LeBron switching back to number 23? I'm afraid my
Mhm,
ears are
mhm.
going to hurt. I'm going to laugh my head off for the next 10 minutes. I already
So,
know what's going to happen.
hey, Snowman, you know what? You know what? This might be shocking. It doesn't necessarily push the needle. However, I can understand. I can understand why he decided to go ahead and change numbers because you know what, Bill Russell,
Yeah.
just not only a basketball legend, but just a life lesson. I mean, a life
Yes.
legend. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
indeed.
Given to what given the service that he gave to Boston fans and just
Mhm.
Massachusetts sports fans, and just NBA sports fans in general,
Right.
as well as African American people.
Hmm.
He's truly a life legend. So for that, you know what, he should be held in high regard to to
Hmm.
to everyone, from that perspective. And so when it comes to LeBron James, just changing that number back to the real 23 because he never left it. Ever since he came into the league, wearing the number 23 in 2023, he's been 23. All right, he's owned it.
Yes.
All right, he took it
Right.
over from
Right. Right.
Jordan, and he's never relinquished it. Okay, so
Hmm.
in that aspect, it really doesn't move the needle for me personally because it's
Right.
like, well, you know what, dude. Look, Kobe went from number 8 to 24. We get that. Both
Yes.
numbers, both numbers have retired because guess what? Kobe's the great.
Hmm.
He is truly a legend. And
Yes.
I also look at LeBron the same way because you know what, number six was for when he first broke it out, it was in the USA Olympics.
Yep.
In 2008. Well, actually, was it 2008 or 2004? Can't remember. But you know
It was
what? Ever since
I
then,
think it was 2008.
2008.
Scoreboard.
Okay.
We're welcomed by the Vegas Scoreboard Express from Las Vegas. JB the
Yo,
Ticket and VSX Digital joining us this afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
good
Me and
afternoon.
Hog TV, and I mean this kiddingly. Me and Hog TV are having a fight.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. I got to show you some love, my man. I wanted to do that
Absolutely.
one morning, but technology didn't cooperate
Yeah.
because
I,
you tried to come on, and for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, this is a very very dear friend, and he just loves messing with us. Okay, he messes
absolutely.
with Cole,
Absolutely.
he messes with me, but we do it in love. There are people, and you
In
know
love.
this, Hawk. There are people
Uh-huh.
that take this so seriously
Mm-mm,
that
mm-mm.
and you know this to be true. You've talked about
Absolutely.
it, that
Absolutely.
they go
Absolutely.
completely off the board with it, completely
Yeah.
off the board.
Yeah.
Okay?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And Snowman, you know what? To that point, I mean, look, unless I have some type of ownership stake, you know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
I mean, yes. Do I consider myself a fan? Absolutely, but I'm not a deranged fan. I'm not a
Exactly.
lunatic fan because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, they provide entertainment, and this is what it
Right.
is.
And
You know what
that's
I mean?
all it
It's
and
entertainment.
that's all it is. And that's all it
Exactly.
is. My guest is waiting. I gotta let you go. But man, thanks for coming up this afternoon. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. It's all love.
Likewise. Likewise to my mentor, my uncle in sports, man. Love you, man. Snowman. Keep on keeping on and keep being snow strong, man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, brother.
Anytime.
All right. We're going to take a break. And when y'all get back, have you ever heard of the sport of reporting? You are going to hear that story and a whole lot more back in the tray. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
You have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
back here on the Brian Snow Show, 32 after the hour. Mike Howard coming in just a moment. But sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back in our 30th year of action with live in-game betting, incredible odds, daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service. We got it all. And when you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on that deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Speaking of games, imagine wanting and having an opportunity to report on some games, to be a sports reporter for a major network, but then the truth is unleashed and they go, no, we're not going to have that. That started the sport of reporting. And the gentleman that I have for you right now on our Invader Coffee guest line goes by the name of Mike Nice. And he will tell us all about the sport of reporting. Good afternoon, Mike. Good to have you.
Hey, thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
And I'm excited to have you. When you first reached out to me, and you already know that there are people that reach out to you and they want to collaborate with you, and you just get this feeling like, nah, I'm not having it. When you reached out to me and you told me about this, everything in me perked up. I want you to tell the fans how this came to be. It's an incredible adventure, and it's just getting started. Tell the fans about this.
So the sport of reporting started back in 2019, 2020. So I host and produce my own local talk show since my senior year in high school. I started it. So for 17 years, I've been fortunate and lucky to interview some of today's powerful, influential people. But my whole mindset is I'm just trying to interview anybody I could get. So if I can interview you, that's great. Yep. So my first ESPN on-air talent that I interviewed was Molly Curran back in like 2018. So then I was like, can you please get me Stephen A? And she was like, oh, he's really busy. I don't know. No promises, blah, blah, blah. So a couple years go by. I'm trying to get Stephen A. I'm speaking to his PR. No. So then I got a chance to interview Chris Broussard, who used to be on ESPN. Now he's on Fox Sports. I interviewed him. And at this point, I'm still just interviewing. The sport of reporting hasn't evolved yet, but I'm just interviewing. And then in 2018 or 19, I got a chance to interview Stephen A. Smith after a couple of years. And after I did an interview with Stephen A. Smith, I said to myself, listen, I'm saying this to myself. I said, I got Molly Curran. I got Chris Broussard. I just got the big man, Stephen A. Smith. Let me see how many more of these sportscasters I can get, whether it's from ESPN, Fox, NBC Sports, whatever. So then from there on, I was on a mission and is trying to interview as many sports broadcasters, hosts, analysts that I could.
Right.
And throughout the process, I was emailing, FaceTiming, and talking to people. So the people who responded back to me, I was fortunate to create this project, The Sport of Reporting. And it's a 3-part project. Part 1 was out a couple years ago. And then part 2 is coming up this Thanksgiving. So the people who reached back to me, which I was lucky and fortunate because they didn't have to, I was able to make this sport of reporting project.
What led to you being banned by ESPN?
That's a great question. To this day, I don't know. you and your listeners can listen and be the judge.
Yeah.
Called me a couple of years ago, and I was on because I'm a substitute teacher, so they called me when I was on my lunch break, and it's like, we need to speak to Mike, and I said, this is Mike, and I recorded it because I was like, something is up, and they. To be honest, when you listen to the audio, the security of ESPN doesn't make it clear why they don't want me to contact, but in reality, I think maybe it was because I was calling a lot. But I have had people from ESPN who was on the sports project and said that ESPN had no problem with me calling them. Right. I was ambitious of me of doing it. So that's why I don't know what was the issue. And I was calling them for 3 years straight. So 2018 to like 2021, I always was calling them saying, hey, can I interview blah, 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 so and so. And I have any issue. No one said no. No one said stop calling. So when I got that call back in 2021, it was really random. So to answer your question, I don't know. That's for you and your audience to be the judge on, but they can listen to it on the Sport Report in part 1 and they can see, find out.
Yeah, I don't understand why big stations don't like persistence.
Right, but they preach that though.
Yeah, they preach it, but then they don't practice it.
Right.
Because folks like you and I are persistent in reaching out to who we reach out to. I've had 2-time Super Bowl champion Gary Reasons on the show. I've had Lee Woodall, another Super Bowl champion. I've had NBA champions on my show, and I'm reaching out to them, and they all want to come on the show. Mm-hmm. And on my side, being one of the producers of my show, along with Cole Johnson, who's my EP, and Shane Lake, who's my who is my virtual studio producer, and my wife Jody, who's my in-studio producer. They said, look, reach out to people that you loved watching and love listening to. That'll enhance your show. I don't get why the big networks don't want to take shows like ours on. I don't get it, man.
I don't either. I don't either. But it was frustrating to say the least. But I mean, they said so. Basically, they said I have to stop. And to be honest with you, when they gave me the call months later, I still was reaching out. Like I'm really hard-headed, so it took me a few months to kind of get the reality that they don't want me to call them. But I actually kept calling them a few months later. But anyways, I just can't reach out to ESPN. So throughout that phone call, or not throughout the phone call, after that phone call, I still have been interviewing some of ESPN on-air talents, but I'm just been reaching out to their personal page or the BR. So I can't. It's not like they say I can't interview them. I just can't reach out to them through ESPN. Right. So
you know what's fun though? Challenging the norm.
Yeah.
Because the norm is Stephen A. The norm is Colin Cowherd. The norm is Rob Parker and Chris Broussard. That's the norm. And then guys like you and I come along and they just like try to brush us off. Saying you won't be able to challenge us, and what they realize is that all they're doing is setting off a bottle rocket when we do receive the challenge and keep going with it, man.
Right. My philosophy is either you could do it the hard way or the easy way. The easier way is I'm reaching out to you. Can I interview? Yep. You'll probably never hear from me again. The hard way is you say no. I will be persistent.
Yeah.
So.
But see, why do shows like let's go all the way there. Let's really go all the way there with the norm. With the shows that I mentioned, why do they keep getting persistent guests when a lot of people aren't watching or listening to them? And yet you have networks going behind their back looking for fresh faces. And they don't want to take them on. Why do you think that's the case?
I'm not an expert, but like it's always, since I've been around, it's always been about name recognition, money, ratings. So if you're a Stephen A. Smith or Chris Broussard or Skip Bayless, it's easier for them because they have that name. But on the flip side, the way I think of it is, it's easier for them, but then for me, I'm speaking for myself. I can't speak for you or anybody else, but for me, when I do interview people like Steven or Skip or whatever, then I look back and say, if Steven and Skip was in my shoes, could they interview them or someone like them? They're where they are because of ESPN and they have a big entity and they have a big company, which, I'm not knocking them for.
Right.
I'm looking at myself. I'm like, I'm interviewing just as many people as they are on a same level name basis. And I don't have I don't work for ESPN. I don't have any sponsors or any producers working for me. So that's always a challenge. And that's always the fun part for me. I'm like, they could do it, but I could do it too.
What first got you into radio? What turned on the light for you saying, hey, I can do this and make a living out of it? What turned it on for you?
So unfortunately, I don't make a living out of it. It's just a passion. I don't get paid for any of my interviews, but what really got my interest was when I was in foster care, I saw Sally Jesse Raphael, and right from the get-go, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be in front of the camera. I want to interview different people. And it really just connected with me at a young age. So even in middle school, I did the morning announcements and stuff. And then my senior year in high school, I was like, you know what? I want to graduate being recognized as an interviewer, because the school I went to was all about sports and football, and I didn't play football. So I was like, I want to stand out. So my senior year, I took classes, and then I was fortunate to start my show March 2006, my senior year. So
nice.
But it all started with Sally Jesse Raphael.
Nice. Very nice. I will make this confession on the air. I've often said that for me, doing play-by-play started with listening to Jim Durham call Bulls games for many, many years. Being in front of the camera and adding that aspect to it for the simulcast, that started a few years earlier with Bob Barker. Me getting hooked on the Price is Right, and seeing him every morning, and how he commands an audience, and how he commands the microphone and everything. That is where I got started watching game shows. Bob Barker, Pat Sajak from Wheel of Fortune, Peter Tamarkin, the late Peter Tamarkin doing Pressure Luck, of course, Gene Rayburn during Match Game. That's where all that started for me. But then, like I said, I heard the voice of Jim Durham, and that turned it for me. What has been the most difficult part of doing your show for this many years? What's been the most difficult part of it?
Probably not getting as many interviews as I think I deserve. Overall, I have probably interviewed 400, but you have to look at it. Every 400, that means everybody before that said no.
Right.
That could have easily been an 800.
Yeah.
So just not getting as many interviews, and looking on TV and looking at like people who have interviewed people. I'm like, I know I can do it. I know I'm better than them. Like, why is it harder for me? So I think that's the most difficult, and that has affected me over the past few years.
Yeah.
I don't have my passion isn't where it was like 10 years ago, but other than that, I've been really fortunate. Like, I can't really complain.
Mike Howard joining us here on the program, The Sport of Reporting. Part 1 is out. Part 2 is on the way this Thanksgiving, and I love the promo that you sent me. Whose side are you on? I love that. What spurred that? What spurred that concept?
That was just, I did the editing, and I'm not the best editor, but just trying to be creative. And basically, the film is about me and a woman named Olivia Strong. We're both interviewers, and we both think we're better than each other. And she's interviewing some great people. I'm interviewing some great people. So when I did that promo, I was like, all right, so either you're on my side or you're on Team Olivia, or you could be on Team both. I don't mind if you're on Team both. But
did y'all have fun doing that film?
Listen,
doing this series?
I had a blast doing it. Chanel, who plays Olivia, big shout out to her. Chanel Evans is her name, and she played the part perfectly because I wrote the character based off my author ego, and she played it really well. And actually, I didn't know this until a few months ago when we were making it. She was pregnant the whole time.
Oh wow!
And she just had a baby like a few months ago, and I didn't know that. So shout out to her. But yeah, we had fun, mate. We made it last summer, 2022. It took us like 4 months, and we had a blast. And the fact that all the cast members, were such great people in doing it, because they didn't get paid, and they were open to like my time and schedules and stuff. So I had a blast, and I'm sure they did. And shout outs to Chanel Evans, because she played a perfect Olivia Strong.
Well, how did the scheduling go in making that movie? Because I know with that idea, I know it's got to be a wild time and a very difficult time, at points in it in keeping up a schedule. So how'd y'all make that work?
Yeah, so Chanel and I, we met of June 2022 last year. We met at Chili's, had like a dinner date, and I pitched her the character, I pitched her the script, she liked it, and I was like, you're not going to get paid, is that all right? She said, no problem. And we literally from there, in a week after we met from Chili's, we scheduled out, all right, what scene we're going to do, when we're going to do it. She was working, I wasn't working, so I was flexible for anybody time schedule at that time. And she works a full-time job, so basically whatever day she could do, we did. And then sometimes we had to correspond with the like if we did a boxing scene, so we had to correspond with the owner of the boxing to see if we could film that day. But it was lucky. I was lucky because it wasn't as difficult as making a full production film. But it was fun though. But we had to like lay everything out at least 3-4 weeks before.
Good. Very, very good. Mike Howard, aka Mike Nice, and the Sport of Reporting, joining me here on the Monday edition of the Brian Snow Show. And man, I would love to have, after the second part of the trilogy comes out, I would love to have you back on.
Well, my first official trailer comes out this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
At the Sport of Reporting Part 2. It's coming out 8 p.m. And I'm texting and reminding everybody Tuesday and Wednesday. But that's the first official trailer, and it's really short, but you'll like it.
I love it. I love it. Mike Howard joining us this afternoon on this edition of the Brian Snow Show. I love you, partner. Thank you so much for being patient with me, because I know you asked me before to come on the show.
No
then
problem.
my health went sideways, but I'm back, and I'm so glad to have you, and I'd love to have you on again.
Thank you.
Man, oh man, Mike Howard joining us here on the program. Thank you, Mike, for joining me. Let's take a pause for a break, and then we're going to talk some broadcasting shop with my buddy JJ after this. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
We're not a cooking show. We're a show about cooking. We turn the camera around and point it at you. Our show takes place right inside your kitchen.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Snowman Multimedia and the Brian Snow Show and Snowman in the Morning would like to welcome our new affiliate, KSHP, AM 1400 and FM 107.1 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes! And part of our show is brought to you by Recruiting Giants. Our mission is to connect exceptional talent with exceptional companies. We strive to provide innovative and tailored staffing solutions to help organizations build successful teams. By leveraging our expertise and extensive network of industry professionals, we aim to drive growth, foster long-term partnerships, and positively impact the success of both our clients and candidates. We are dedicated to delivering exceptional service, exceeding expectations, and becoming the preferred staffing partner for business looking to recruit top talent. For more information, email Mark Zanetto at info@recruitinggiants.com or call 336-587-3659. That's 336-587-3659 Recruiting Giants, where talent meets opportunity. Hope to get a chance to talk to JJ here for a few minutes before we go to hour 2. Victor Locke is on the way as well. And again, welcome the good folks on the VSX Digital Sports Network and those of you listening on KSHP in Las Vegas, AM 1400 and FM 107.1. And also like to welcome our affiliate KSOS, the Soul of Salem in Salem, Oregon. All right. I want to ask a question to the folks here I want to ask a question to the folks in the chat. Well, actually, I'll have to hold that thought because my good buddy Jason Joseph is right here and he joins me right now. What's up, JJ?
How you doing? It's always good to be on here. How you doing?
Always good to have you. You did a doubleheader yesterday. How worn out were you?
Oh man, well actually yesterday felt like a doubleheader, but 2 days ago was a doubleheader.
Oh, it was Saturday you did the doubleheader.
Yeah.
It was Saturday you did.
Yeah, I think it's funny because they brought back the day-night doubleheader, and I actually think that it's really good for the sport. And especially with the whole new rule changes with the pitch clock and with the bigger bases. They're trying to make it more entertaining for the fans. And I think that was a really good move by Major League Baseball to bring back the scheduled day-night doubleheaders. And it worked out. And from a fan perspective, I mean, from a Phillies perspective, that was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to call two victories for the Phillies on Saturday. I listened to both games. You're absolutely fantastic. You listened to my game from yesterday. And one thing that broadcasters don't do is like give constructive criticism, especially here in the YouTube space, because they think, okay, I know what I'm doing, and then they talk to me, or they talk to you, a graduate from a broadcasting school. They talk to me, a veteran of 20 plus years, and it's like, yeah, I actually do know what I'm doing because I've been doing this for a long time. When you're preparing for a baseball game, what is the most difficult part of the preparation for you?
As far as the preparation goes, I would say that the most difficult thing is just making sure that you're mentally ready. I sometimes have noticed that I kind of struggle with at times. Like I'll get my lineups ready and I'll make sure that I have my pages printed out if I need it, if I feel like I have to have that, and I'll have some stuff on my phone. Like I use StatMuse. That's like a service that I actually use for like advanced stats. And I try to use that whenever I can. But sometimes, like when I'm looking at something and I want to type something and look at that and look that up, it's hard because you're doing two things at once. And the thing that you have to remember, you always have to remember, and I still struggle with it to this day, is let the eyes tell you the story. And you have to watch the game at all times. What's the count? What's the situation?
The most difficult thing. That's the most difficult thing, especially for me. And I've been at this over 20 years, and that was a piece of advice I told you yesterday when you asked me to give you some advice. It's something that I learned and I teach myself every day, every game that I do. Let your eyes tell the story, because you have to remember, a lot of people that are listening are not they don't have access to the game that you're watching, whether they're spread across the country or they have MLB TV or whatever streaming service that they have. You are telling them the story, and that's one thing that was taught to me, and that's one thing I told you last night, and I got to remember that. You got to let your eyes tell the story. You got to pay attention to the game.
Something that I've also been trying on here that I think is going to be part of this new wave, as I like to call it, with broadcasting from a virtual standpoint, is not only am I trying to be the storyteller, but I'm also trying to be the story gatherer, if that makes sense. Because whenever I used to watch plays, like I come from a theater background, so I really enjoyed the moments where we got to interact with audience members, and we were in the house and we would be with the audience. And I feel like that the one thing that is really key to this whole process, if you will, of expanding this whole new this whole new medium is trying to get other people involved. So I'm trying to play around with that, but at the same time, the main thing still always comes down to giving the details of the action and giving the details of the situation. And sometimes I think that it's cool that I'm trying this out now because I'm trying to build my own brand and I'm trying to find my own rhythm, if you will. And sometimes I go back to like an old classic style of just like sometimes letting it breathe. And I still do that to this day, but I wanted to try to incorporate getting more people involved too and utilizing the chat. And some things I don't read out loud, but some things I'll say, oh, Larry said this, you know, or I'll say, Snowman said this. Like, what's going on, Snowman? How you doing?
Right.
And I think that that's what makes this really cool because I watch people on YouTube and I see people have watch parties and it'll just be like, okay, if you're not watching the TV, you don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
You know, if you're somebody that's rooting for the other team, well, you're going to be listening to a homer that's just talking about a one-sided perspective. You're not giving both sides of the story. There's actually really three sides of the story.
There really is.
But I felt like that. I do feel like I'm getting better at it. And the one thing I always love about baseball is that if I screw up one day at something, I can always try to make sure I do it better the next time, which is the next day, most likely. But you know, I listened to interviews with Joe Davis, and he said that the one thing that he loved about doing minor league baseball for so many years is that while there weren't as many people listening to the cast, he got to try out new things. So I tried to come up with different types of punchlines, or I try to experiment with different things that I wouldn't necessarily say if I was doing a game for Rowan Radio. Or if I wasn't doing a game for a professional broadcasting institute.
Oh man, I always love talking shop with you, and I love listening to your games, and love your coverage of the Philadelphia Phillies, the Flyers, the 76ers, and the New England Patriots. And I'm gonna go ahead and extend this to you. Want to do Sunday Night Football with me this year?
Sunday Night Football. I have to think about it because I honestly don't know like what my NFL Films schedule is going to be if they allow me to come back, and I'm still in baseball mode. So I have to start thinking about football pretty soon though, because that's knocking on the door.
Yeah, it is. But it is knocking on the door. Jason Joseph, aka Play by Play with JJ, joining me here this afternoon. Man, I love you very much. Love your calls. You keep kicking ass behind the mic, my friend. And I'm looking forward to taping the original, christening your podcast tonight, because we got to come together tonight at 9:00.
Yes. No, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I just also wanted to say too, I really do appreciate you reaching out to me and letting me know about that, because that seriously does mean so much to me. But obviously, we're gonna keep in touch. I'll definitely let you know.
We are. We are. Thank you, JJ. Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Jason Joseph joining me here quickly to talk some broadcast shop. And folks, hide the women and children, because there are going to be some very random musings. Victor Locke joins me next. Hold on to your seats. The second hour of the Brian Snow Show comes your way after this. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk and they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
You have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up. Bang! Quality over quantity. LeBron has beaten some of the best competition in NBA history. He's the GOAT emoji. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not swear. I will not swear.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
It's the second hour of the Brian Snow Show, brought to you by BetUS.com and also brought to you by Invader Coffee. And speaking of Invader Coffee, here we go to the Invader Coffee guest line. And yes, it's Monday. That means the Random Musings of Vikala is here. What's up, man?
How's it going?
All right, I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, before you do, I gotta tell this story because I was.
Oh boy, what you got for me?
So apparently, I've become a celebrity in the office. So in my office, we have
how did this happen?
And this is a Cole Johnson fault too.
What?
Yes. So in my office, we have basically 3 sides. We have the claim building side, we have the customer service side, and then we have the claims tech side, which I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
And the one person from the claims side, I've never met this person before. Apparently, they have watched several episodes of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Oh no!
And
wait! You said several.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
And everyone kind of like knows each other like by certain name. So like,
yes,
they'll see my name on the placard.
Yep.
So I'm in the cafeteria just grabbing Starbucks Frappuccino. I'm about to go back to my seat, and this
Yep.
young lady just walks up and taps on the shoulder and says, "Excuse me." I said, "Yes." "Is your name Victor Locke?" I'm like, "Yes, it is."
Oh no.
"So you're VLock 83." And I said, "Oh boy."
No.
"Yes, that is me." Said, "So are you Vicola?" Now, in my mind, I'm shaking my fist, like, "Doggone you, Cole Johnson." But I said, yes, I am. She's like, "You are so funny." I'm like, just check on Fridays. I ain't got unknown base. But yeah, so I've been recognized as Vicola in my office.
So Vicola is out there now.
So Vicola is out there. I have become a celebrity. Thank you, but doggone you, Cole Johnson.
I could only imagine the look on your face when she asked you, "Are you Vicola?"
And she was so sweet about it, right? She was so
Yes.
sweet about it.
Yes.
But she said, "Are you Vicola?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." Yes, curse you, Cole Johnson.
Curse you, Cole Johnson. You know I'm gonna cut the daylights out of this, right?
Oh, you got to. You got to.
I have to. I don't care how late I'm up tonight. I'm cutting the day. I got to cut the daylights out of this and put this out there. And I know in your mind's eye you're shaking your fist, going, "Doggone you, Cole Johnson!"
Yes.
Before delivering another brimstone uppercut. Is that what you call?
No, a comedic uppercut.
A comedic uppercut. There you are.
Cole Johnson comedic uppercut. But I'm sorry. What do you have today, sir?
Well, now nothing since you shared that story with me, and now I'm sitting there laughing about it.
Well, then,
okay.
Go
I
ahead.
need your help on this one.
Okay.
I'm going to read. This is courtesy of Sports Illustrated, SI.com.
Yes.
If you can see the look on my face, you know that you know I'm exasperated.
Well, I can see the look on your face.
Yeah. You all right, I want everybody in the chat to pay attention to this one. And then I'm just going to turn Victor loose.
Oh, boy.
It reads as follows. And this, again, this is from SI.com. It reads as follows. Last season, Dak Prescott was the king of the INT. But a pair of former NFL decision makers see him competing for a new abbreviation this coming season. And I can only imagine Victor's look on his face, and he can already tell which way this is going to go. And I can already see Victor's face dropping into his hands. Super Bowl winning head coach Mike Martz and longtime front office presence Mike Tannenbaum included Prescott on a list of candidates of Dark Horse MVP on the 33rd team. Dark Horse MVP candidates. Prescott is set to embark upon his 8th season as the Dallas Cowboys franchise quarterback, with one with more eyes upon it after he shared the NFL's interception lead with Houston's Davis Mills. Some of those eyes, Mike Martz and Tannenbaum believe, will belong to MVP voters. Prescott is granted, I can't believe I'm going to say this, 16-1 odds by the 33rd team to win MVP, which would be the first with a starred helmet since Emmitt Smith in 1993. Go.
I go back to what Chris Dietz said a while back. Why? This is the most outlandish thing I have heard in such a long time. Dak Prescott is going to be a dark horse MVP. Why?
Yeah.
What makes you think that? He doesn't have the weapons he had last year.
True.
Zeke is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And from what you guys put together on the doggone draft, there is nothing that makes me believe that you're going to put together a team that is even going to come close to giving Dak the numbers or the presence of being an MVP. I don't want to hear none of that garbage.
You've been my Cowboys insider since 2003. You follow the Cowboys religiously, and you bring some great reports to the show and to the network, and I appreciate you for that. But people don't want to listen to you. Moreover, to use your words, Victor,
mm-hmm.
the moronic republic of Cowboys Nation. And you may as well include the moronic republic of some NFL MVP voters don't want to listen to logic when it comes to Dak Prescott.
Look, I've said this numerous times. Dak is not that bad talent-wise. He has the talent.
Yes, he does.
And I readily give him that.
Mm-hmm.
He is this bad heart-wise. He's this bad head-wise, as Stephen A. Smith would say.
And that's what you've always said. You've always said this about Prescott.
You've
always said this about
his
him.
reaction to adversity is always, I'm going to shrink in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way,
and that holds true. And that holds true in big games too.
There's no way in God's green and blue creation he's going to be able to get the MVP if every time he's hit with adversity, he's going to shrink back. Especially now when the NFC East is probably the best it's ever been.
Yep. Because you have the defending NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles, you got the New York Giants who snuck in as a wild card, and you possibly have the Washington Redskins sneaking in as a wild card.
I'm pretty sure with all this going on, I'm pretty sure Wise and Cool are having a good laugh at our expense.
Let me ask you this, and I know we've talked about this often when it comes to the Cowboys, but what is with this moronic republic, man? What is with this?
They just, there's no self-awareness. There's a lack of logic. There's a lack of reason. Take your pick. I mean, these individuals plague our fandom, make a mess, and then sit there and say, it's not our fault. I mean, you have guys like myself, like Chris Dees, like BS3, like King Dog, and many, many others who are saying, let's pump the brakes. Let's get through week 1. We're not even in the preseason yet.
We're not even in training camp yet.
Training camp has yet to start.
Training camp starts next week. Okay.
And we're talking
my buddy Matt Taylor, voice of the Colts. I won't have him this week because he's taking one final vacation before the season. The season really starts next week with training camp.
Yes.
And yet you have these moronic fans picking the Cowboys to win the East. And I will repeat a question that you said and Dietz have said and many others have said. It's pretty simple. Why?
Why? What have the Cowboys done? What have the Cowboys added? Or what makes the gel? Because I will say this. Yes, on paper, a lot of teams got better in the East. But they have to gel together too.
Yeah, they do.
You can have the best players on the field or best players that were in the draft picked up. But they have to work together.
Yeah.
Okay, you could have Scotty and Mike and Rodman, but if they didn't work together, they didn't gel together, you're not talking about a second three-peat.
No, you're not. You
talk about some decent runs, but not a second three-peat.
Not a second three-peat, and certainly not a 72-win season.
So
certainly not a 72-win season. My question for the Cowboys, or one of my questions for the Cowboys, is we take a look at their offense. Who's going to run the ball?
I don't know.
Besides Pollard.
I mean,
and
I guess
Pollard's not even fully back from his injury yet.
No. And that's the thing that kills me is like you guys had golden opportunities to pick up running backs and linemen. If the Cowboys had just stuck to running backs and linemen, we got a defense already. The defense is pretty stout.
The defense is solid, okay? I have no qualms in saying that the defense is absolutely a beast. The collective defense of the Cowboys, Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, it's a beast. Okay, they're a beast. They are a problem, a big problem. The problem with the Cowboys is the offense.
Yes, what the Cowboys needed was for some way to take pressure off of Dak.
Yep.
That is a run game. That is a stout offensive line that could set up good runs up the gut, whether it's the sprint or the dive. Then you can do tosses. You can do tosses. But anyway, it gets them away from Dak. It gets the defenses to jump, possibly blitz. You set up a perfect time play action to either a tight end or a wide receiver, and you're off to the races. The Cowboys did nothing in those situations. Nothing.
You hung out with me on draft night when we did our draft coverage, and you were itching for them to get an offensive lineman. They had 3 of them right there in the first round.
I wrote
3 of them.
I wrote down every single prospect lineman that both the Bears and the Cowboys could get. And I got to give props to the Bears. They did get some linemen.
They did.
They did get some linemen. I think they had the number 2 option in terms of linemen. But the Cowboys first round, they got a defensive player. And I'm sitting here like, why?
You already got a stacked defense. Greetings to Linda Stark. She says, hey, Snowman, just popped in to hit the like button. Have a good stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Ryan McCarthy, and the moronic public of Cowboys Nation says the following, quote, we're going to the Super Bowl, right? Close quote.
Of course, because in their delusion, their huffing delusion, they think that every year they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
They think even 5 minutes after a loss. Let's pause there. And when y'all get back, more of the moronic Republic of Cowboys Nation and the moronic Republic of Bears Nation. We'll explain when y'all get back. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Hey y'all, Snowman here. Catch me, Cole Johnson, Wise El Jefe, Bicola, and the rest of the usual suspects and a few unusual suspects as we bring you 2 hours of the best sports talk you will ever watch and listen to. It's called Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Now on at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific on CSTV and CSTVNow.com. Join us, won't you?
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals, chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
I don't want to grow up. I'm basically a man-child. 2005 Burning Man. I put a single Mitsubishi 170-watt panel on the roof of my F-250, and I killed the batteries within like 15 minutes of the first time turning them on. So that's when I first got into solar. I was blown away by the customer service at Battleborn.
We want them to be happy with our product, because in the long run, they're the ones who are out there using it.
When you used to buy something American, like a car, something you knew was built really well, that's what I think of with Battleborn.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Yeah, it's the Brian Snow Show, 22 after the hour. got Victor Locke, the random musings of Victor Locke, on the line with me, and they were reacting to you being basically outed in your office. Are you Victor Locke? Victor, how did you take that? Hey, Victor, I think you're muted.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Everybody's laughing. That is the most awesome thing. You having that is like people discovering who I am after the Marist miracles.
Yes.
And you were with me for that.
Yes.
Because let me tell you all this story before we go on. Let me tell you all this story. After Marist beat Curie or upset Curie in the playoffs in 2012, and the game was at Marist. So I had to be louder than hell in that joint.
Mm-hmm.
I get home that Friday night. Victor calls me, excuse me, and he goes, "How tired are you?" I said, "I don't want to hear from you for 2 days." He says, "Cool, I'll call you Monday." Well, Victor kind of broke that rule after my article reached Deadspin. And after it reached Deadspin, all hell broke loose.
Pretty much.
And I get an email from High School Cube that says, "Your clip is on its way to ESPN." And I sit at my desk for about 30 seconds and I read that and I go, okay, cool. And just when I'm about to fall back to sleep, "Your clip is on its way to ESPN," hit me. And I sat up and I said, "What?" I jumped back onto the computer. I contact the person who sent me the email and I said, "You're kidding, right?" And she goes, "No, I'm not kidding." 30 seconds later, Victor was my first call. Victor called me and said, "You know what just happened on ESPN, right?" And I go, "Oh, no."
Yeah.
And Victor Victor, I got to show you love and give you props for preparing me for the explosion that happened. And he says, "You're going to have a bunch of stations across the country calling you." And I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I was wrong.
Dead
Because
wrong.
the first station that got a hold of me was WFAN in New York.
Mm-hmm.
With Boomer and Carton. That started it. And the bad part is, in the midst of that, I had a second game to do. I had 2 more games to do because it went to the sectional round. Okay. Simeon and Whitney Young was supposed to be the game of the week. Nope. Nope. Numbers 1 and 4. No, 1 and 5. I'm talking about the rankings. Ranking numbers 1 and 5 clashing in a public league clash in a sectional semifinal. You would think, with the popularity of those 2 schools, that would be the game of the week, right? Nope. Victor called me and he goes, "What game do you have tonight?" "I have Simeon and Whitney Young." And he goes, "Okay. Tomorrow's going to be hell, right?" I'm like, "Victor, there's no way that's going to happen." And then Victor just shook his head to go, "Okay, I tried to warn you." With 2 minutes left, and the Wednesday game was Marist and Bogan. Bogan was the number 4 team in the state of Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Not just in the city. They were the number 4 team in the state of Illinois. 2.5 minutes left. And it was at Argo. It was at Argo High School. It was at Argo.
Really?
Yes. Those games were at Argo.
My high school. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The home of the Argonauts.
Yes.
Argonauts. But these kids were nuts. All right. Full house. Everybody on the Bogan side is yelling their brains out. And I thought, okay, they're up 15. I hate to see the season end for Marist, but game, set, match.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong again.
Uh-oh.
Wrong again. somehow in 150 seconds, Marist wipes out a 15-point lead, forcing, you ready for this? 5 turnovers, converting all of them into points. And then the 6th turnover leads to a breakaway bucket to tie the game at 61 with 4 seconds left in regulation. I'm out of voice at this point. I'm out of voice. So I told that story to tell you this one. When that game happened, after that game happened, my phone blew up again. And I'm going downtown one day. I'm going downtown. I want to go to Starbucks. I want to relax. I want to work on some stuff. Wrong. I walk into Starbucks and someone just happened to race up to me and recognize me and say, "Hey, are you the guy that called the Marist games?" Yes, that would be me. Standing freaking ovation.
You sound surprised, sir.
I was surprised.
I'm not. Or I wasn't.
You never told me why you weren't surprised. Why weren't you? Why? Listen, I'm just doing my job. I covered 3 games to the best of my ability. That's all I did.
Exactly. But the thing is that you have a way of doing your job that is better than others. When you put everything now, from my perspective, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I saw that clip live.
Yes, you did watch that live. You watched that game live.
I got a chance to watch Sports Center, and they played your clip, and I knew your voice. For me, it's like the greatest pride because, like, that's my guy. That's my best friend now of 23 plus years. This is what you do. It's what your calling is. So that's why I'm not surprised because I know that of you. I expect that of you. Is that greatness?
And you know the crazy part? After the Bogan clip, Dan Patrick's staff got a hold of me. It's Thursday morning. I'm trying to rest. That ain't happening.
No.
I get an email from Dan Patrick's producer. And remember, they came up with this on the fly. Okay? Let me say that again, folks. I wasn't even on their schedule that Thursday morning. They did this on the fly. I swear to you, they did this on the fly. His producer got a hold of me and said, "We're having you on at 10:35 Central Time, and we ain't taking no for an answer." Can I wake up first?
You better wake up.
You know what I was glad of? That my mother was not in the house.
Right.
That my mother was not in the house. Because I sent them a picture, a quick bio, and at 10:35 exactly, phone rings. And I have that interview. And I'm saving it for posterity for when I do my video billboard. I have that interview. Dude, like you couldn't believe when someone walked up to you and said, "Are you Vic Allah?" I couldn't believe him, but people were coming up to me, "Hey, you're the guy that did the Marist Miracles."
Yeah.
How the hell did you know?
It just I did not know anyone watched the show because I haven't had a chance to really put it out there, and I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But to know someone not only watched the show but recognize me, recognize my name, especially by now my new moniker Vicala, I wasn't prepared for that. Just like I'm sure most NBA fans were ready for the NBA Cup, but here we are. Oh, I have opinions about this.
Oh, gracious. You
I
know
have
what?
opinions about
Let's
that.
really make this some random musing. Let's take a break. And when we come back, the random musings of Vicala continues about the NBA
Cup.
Back in a minute. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
It is indeed the Brian Snow Show. 36 after the hour. The random musings of Vicala continue. And first we dip into the Fanatics feedback zone. And yes, doggone you, Cole Johnson. You know he's going to hear it tomorrow. You know he's going to hear this tomorrow. Well, he already heard it because he responded. He responded in the chat. So we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun with that tomorrow on Snowman in the Morning and on the Brian Snow Show. Okay. This is Monday. This is Random Musings Monday. Musings Monday. There you go. Random Musings Monday. Of course, Victor Locke joins me every Monday for hour 2. And then there's this thing we like to call, or they like to call, the NBA Cup. which becomes absolutely useless after whomever is the last team standing wins the darn thing. Now I'm going to sit back and give this to Victor and tell him to go.
All right. So I heard this on one of my favorite shows besides Soul Man in the Morning, Cole Sports.
Yep, with
And
the
they
Z.
talked about, with the Z. And this is where they were talking about a in-season tournament. Now you got 82 games already in the regular season.
Yep.
Why in the world do you need another set of games in a meaningless tournament for an NBA Cup?
An NBA Cup, y'all.
I firmly believe that the owners sat together and said, we need to come up with something so that people don't get their feelings hurt, so that these teams that are absolutely garbage don't get their feelings hurt. Let's get to something that they could possibly win. Now, imagine your team wins the NBA Cup, but you're 15 games below 500.
Mm-hmm.
You're last in your division. You're not even sniffing one of the top 8 seeds, and you're well away from the play-in round.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but you got the NBA Cup. Congratulations.
Why does this in-season tournament, and for those of you who watch college basketball, y'all know the comparison I'm going to make. Why does this feel like a preseason NIT tournament?
Because it's kind of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is. It just seems so...
It's played out already, and it hasn't even happened yet.
No.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not. And the question is...
Am I wrong?
You know this came up to a vote. So my question is, what geniuses who spell genius with a J decided this was a good idea?
Adam Silver.
It was more than Adam Silver. Someone else came. There are other people who agreed with
someone
this.
Someone else.
Others thought this was a good idea.
Someone else had to have come up with this. Okay? Someone had to have come up with this.
This is 5 weeks, too.
5 weeks.
5 whole weeks.
What?
Of meaningless basketball. And of course, there were people that were in the other Discord I was in saying, you know who's going to be who's going to be the first one to win that, right?
Discord's the lick right now, man.
Yeah. Oh, Discord's amazing. But they were like, you know who's going to win the first NBA Cup, right?
Oh, no. Don't tell me.
Oh, yeah.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Say it. Say it.
LeBron. It is
you. It has always been you. It always will be you.
Forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Yes. And I had...
And I gotta put I gotta put that I gotta put that in the closing on Wednesdays.
And
forever and ever.
I'll put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a conversation with a bronze sexual.
Oh no! Here it goes.
Because this individual
said,
quote,
"Oh gosh, yeah."
If the Lakers,
wait.
Oh,
I think I have. No, I don't have it here. All right,
okay.
Darn it. Okay, here we go. He said, "Quote."
When LeBron and the Lakers win the first ever NBA Cup, it will be something that Michael has never done, and thus he will be deemed the GOAT.
Close quote. Let me take this for a minute.
You fool! You fool!
You fool! And
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying. Oh.
I this is the first time I can actually say that I came to LeBron's defense. I said LeBron's not going to win the NBA Cup because he doesn't care about the NBA Cup. It means nothing to him.
Not a thing. Not
Winning,
a thing.
Yes. Yes, Cole Johnson. Winning the NBA Cup would make LeBron the GOAT.
Who told this lie?
Not even that. Who actually believes this lie?
Nobody.
Who think LeBron even cares about an NBA Cup?
Who wrote this script?
I don't
That's
get
all
it.
I want to know. Who wrote this script?
And what was funny was when I heard you talk about this on Friday,
And I didn't even go all the way in for it.
Yeah,
I kind of held back.
You brought up a very valid point about participatory trophies or participation trophies.
And
that's what this seems like. This seems like, I hate to say it, he said the Crosstown Cup here in Chicago.
White Sox and Cubs.
White Sox Cubs. Like, who cares? We don't care about that. We want the world.
We want the commissioner's trophy.
Exactly.
Not the damn Crosstown Cup, which doesn't mean a thing. We want the commissioner's trophy.
We want
a repeat of October 26, 2005.
Right. Like, most teams, now hockey's doing a really good thing with their tournaments.
Yeah.
But if you're an NBA player, let's say you just got in the league today, your thoughts are not, man, I can't wait to just take on those other teams and hoist the highly coveted NBA Cup. No, you are thinking, I want the Larry O'Brien trophy.
I want the big one. I don't want the little one. I want the big one. I want the world championship.
I want to be called champion. I want the ring. I wonder, are they going to give the people chains?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
If you win the NBA Cup,
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Who would be known as 2 Chainz after winning the NBA Cup? I want the Larry O'Brien trophy, doggone it. The NBA Cup can bite me.
And here's the thing. It's like those teams losing. It would serve as a reminder of, hey, your team right now is trash. You need to fix it.
You know what? I got a scenario out of this world. Okay? And I can't believe I'm going to do this.
Oh, boy.
What if the Brooklyn Mess won that thing? I can't even say it because it's a thing to me.
It'd be the only thing they've won since its inception. They were looking as a positive.
This is true.
And Wise is capping.
Very true.
My man Wise, I love you, Wise, but I think you cap it. I don't think you'd be as happy as you say you would be if you won the NBA Cup.
Stop the cap.
Because Wise is a man. I can tell.
Stop the cap.
Guys like Wise, guys like Cole, guys like you and I, guys like Ryan McCarthy and Playmaker and Hawk TV and JJ and Sickney. We want excellence.
Thank you.
We want that top spot. We want the top seat. We want the chip.
Mm-hmm. We want the big one.
We want
the big one.
We're not gonna just settle with a cup. Are you insane?
We want the commissioner to open the case and hand us Larry O'Brien trophy.
Yes. I just can't believe.
You understand? We want that one.
And yes, I know it's a money grab. But
It
who's
sure is.
really going to watch this? Like, who's really going to watch this? Oh, and as far as the MVP, because you know they're going to make an MVP for this.
Of course.
I'm going to say they're going to call it the Joel Embiid Most Valuable Player Award. I'm seeing it coming.
Dear God.
Joel Embiid, the person who cries the most, will get the trophy. Most
Oh
player,
God.
MCP, the most cryable player.
MCP.
Because if we're gonna go senseless, let's just go all the way out. Let's go all the way out.
Okay, I have a sound for you, and it took me a while to find it.
Okay.
The cap.
You know the sound I'm finding now, right?
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap, please.
I gotta cut this and use it.
Stop the cap.
I understand the frustrations of guys of Wise because of his Knicks, but the Knicks went a lot farther than I think most people thought they were going to go.
They went further than the Brooklyn mess.
And
Ever
I mean,
did.
Me being a Charlotte Hornets fan,
I'm sorry.
I still am not gonna be satisfied if the Hornets win the NBA Cup. I don't care.
Who says the Hornets are? I hate to say this, but who says the Hornets are actually going to be good?
They're not.
Huh? Who
They're
actually
not.
says that?
But see, here's the thing: they're going to pick these teams randomly. They're not even going to use the record. I guarantee. And then after this, like, when is the ceremony going to be held? Like, once the tournament is won, are they going to do it right then, or are they going to wait till June when
God,
when the team that wins the finals, when they get their trophy, they're going to present the NBA Cup too?
That's a participatory trophy waiting to happen.
It's just
dear God, that's a participatory trophy
why
waiting to happen.
Why is our sports so soft right now?
I don't know.
I mean, NFL Pro Bowl is now flag football. I get they don't want injuries, but doggone
that's why you play the game 3 weeks after the Super Bowl and you move it to where it started. Damn it!
And not only that, but as Jim Ross would say, this ain't ballet. It comes with the territory.
It does. Injuries come with the territory.
You're gonna get dirty. You're gonna get hurt. The only thing is you stay in the gym and you bulk yourself up where it's not as bad.
Football is a gladiator sport, and they took the best parts out of it for the Pro Bowl. That's why you play this thing 3 weeks after the Super Bowl. You give everybody a chance to heal.
Yeah, because
you just go from there.
And even if you do get hurt in the Pro Bowl, you got a ton of time to rehab.
You got a ton of time to heal.
Yes.
You have a ton of time. You got a ton of time to heal.
And I'm not wishing for anyone. I'm not wishing anyone to get hurt.
No, please understand that. We're not wishing injury on anybody and never will wish injury on anybody.
But it does happen. But
it does happen.
This is a sideshow. I'm surprised they didn't smear a logo on this NBA Cup. I'm surprised that they didn't put someone's logo, as George Collins say, someone's logo feces onto this NBA Cup. The PNC NBA Cup or the Michelin Tires NBA Cup. I'm surprised that didn't happen.
Shut up, because you know it's going to now. Thank you, Victor, for that.
It's just...
you fool.
What is wrong with our society, really?
They want participation trophies. They want participation trophies.
Stop the cap.
See, there you go. That's for you.
Thank you.
As for you. I now have it.
And that's not me disrespecting my man Wise, because I love Wise. He's the wise man.
Cap.
But
there, I got it.
For him to say he'd be happy if the Knicks won the NBA Cup. It's like, no.
For him, no. What's going to make me push the button, and I'm installing this as a button right now. What's making me push this button right now is if you know who would ever join the Knicks, he said he'd be the biggest bronzexual. And now, here to award the Charles Barkley NBA Cup. Oh my God. No.
Charles Barkley.
Charles wants no part of this.
Exactly. He'd rather.
I'm telling you right now, Charles wants no part of this. He wants no part of this.
He'd rather run out in the Sunday morning traffic than to be named part of the NBA Cup. No.
The Charles Barkley NBA Cup. Cole,
you tripping.
The James Harden NBA Cup, maybe.
Just stop the cap.
It's like, what's happening? Because I really don't get it. And I'm suddenly starting to not want to. Because
I don't want to either.
It's like, what happened to striving for excellence? What happened to striving to be the guy?
What happened to the commitment to excellence?
That's another
for the old Oakland Raiders. And yes, I said Oakland Raiders / Los Angeles Raiders. I can't say Las Vegas Raiders, even though we're on in Las Vegas. I'm old school.
Yeah.
But you get the idea.
No, it's like, and look, everyone's going to say, oh, these are just old school thoughts or these are just old men. It's time to get with the times. Here's the problem. Just because it's newer does not mean it's better.
Yeah.
Look at the pitch clock.
Oklahoma City Thunder, perhaps.
OKC. Tennessee Titans.
You know what's bad? The Tennessee Titans this year, and Cole, you need to correct me if I'm wrong. The Tennessee Titans will play the Houston Texans this year. And the Titans plan to wear the old Houston Oiler uniform colors.
Stop the cap.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Cole. I think when I said the James Harden NBA Cup, Cole said that would make me throw up. I'm like, I'm sorry.
That would make me throw up.
But it's like, man.
And people still, golly. I want you back Wednesday because I have some random musings for you about one James Harden.
Oh, I'm down for that.
You down for that?
Absolutely.
All right, Victor will join me second hour Wednesday. We got to get on out of here, but thank you, Victor, so much. I love you, brother. Thanks for coming on today, and time flies when you're having fun. Thanks, man.
Thank you for having me. As always, thank you for having me.
Oh, time flies when you're having fun, and we have reached the finish line for the Brian Snow Show, and I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Mike Howard for coming on. I want to thank Victor Locke, the Random Musings therein, for coming on with this. If you want to sponsor the show, drop an email to snowmanmultimedia@gmail.com. That's snowmanmultimedia@gmail.com. My time is up. I hope you all enjoyed it as I enjoy bringing it to you. I got to get out of here because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten most of the day, but I have some things to take care of. I'll be back here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, as an old TV show used to say. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow. So long, everybody.
Thank you for tuning into The Brian Snow Show, where sports is the base, life and fun are the results.